Hello and welcome to Travel Talk. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into essential vocabulary for getting around in a new place. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or planning your first trip abroad, knowing how to navigate is crucial.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. That's right, Alex. Nothing ruins a travel experience faster than getting lost or struggling to communicate your transportation needs. Today, we'll cover key vocabulary for different modes of transportation and how to ask for and give directions effectively.
Let's start with transportation vocabulary. When it comes to air travel, there are several key terms travelers should know. What would you say are the essentials, Sarah?
Well, you'll definitely need to know words like flight, airport, terminal, gate, and boarding pass. And don't forget the verbs. To book a flight, to check in, to board, to take off, and to land are all crucial when navigating airports and discussing travel plans.
Absolutely. And what about road travel? That's how most of us get around day to day.
For road travel, key nouns include car, bus, taxi or cab, motorcycle, traffic, highway, and street. The verbs you'll use most often are to drive, to ride, to pull over, to commute, and to hail a cab. Here's a quick tip. Remember the difference between a taxi, which is a specific car you hire, and a bus, which is a large vehicle for public transport.
And don't forget about rail and sea travel. For many travelers, trains are an excellent way to see a country.
Definitely. For rail travel, know words like train, subway or metro, station, and platform. Key verbs include to catch a train and to miss a train. For sea travel, terms like ship, ferry, and port are essential, along with verbs like to sail, to dock, and to disembark.
Now, let's move on to what I think is the trickiest part of travel: asking and giving directions. This requires specific vocabulary to accurately describe movement and location.
You're right about that. Let's start with verbs of movement. These tell people how to move. Go, walk, drive, turn, cross, pass, follow, and head. For example, you might say, go straight ahead and then turn right at the traffic light.
And prepositions are equally important, right? Those little words that show relationships between things.
Exactly. Prepositions of location help establish where something is in relation to something else. Common ones include at, on, in, next to, beside, near, close to, across from, between, in front of, and behind. For instance, the museum is across from the park, or the cafe is on the corner next to the bookstore.
Let's give our listeners some examples of how to politely ask for directions. I find starting with "excuse me" is always a good approach.
Great point. Some useful phrases include, excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the main library? Or, where is the nearest subway station? You might also ask, am I on the right track for the museum? If you want to confirm you're heading the right way.
And when giving directions, clarity is key. Can you share some examples?
Of course. When giving directions, be clear and sequential. Go straight ahead on this street. Turn left at the traffic light. Walk past the large park. You'll see it on your right, across from the bakery. It's also helpful to give an estimate of distance or time, like it's about a 10-minute walk.
Navigation terms are also important when discussing directions. Words like landmark, destination, route, compass points like north and south, intersection, and even dead end can help people understand where they are and where they're going.
Absolutely. Let me give an example that uses several of these. The hotel is 3 blocks east of the major landmark, which is the old post office. You'll take the second intersection after you pass the bridge.
Before we wrap up, let's mention a few other essential travel vocabulary words that our listeners might find useful.
Good idea. Words like itinerary for your travel plan, visa for official entry documents, currency exchange for swapping money, reservation or booking for arrangements you've made, and accommodation for where you're staying are all incredibly helpful when discussing travel plans.
Here's a challenge for our listeners. Try to use at least 5 of these new words when planning your next trip or even just exploring your own neighborhood. Practice does make perfect.
That's great advice. Remember, having the right vocabulary not only helps you get where you need to go, but also boosts your confidence when traveling in unfamiliar places.
That brings us to the end of today's episode of Travel Talk. We hope this vocabulary guide helps you navigate the world with confidence. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. Thanks for listening, and until next time, safe travels and happy exploring.